My name is Julie, and when I was a kid, I loved reading adventure novels, where the protagonist was brave and bold and unafraid to venture into the unknown. I'm 22 years old, and I still love reading these books. But now, I want to take it one step further, and I want to become the heroine of my own story. So I've just put a pause on my honors university education, and I said no to a job on Wall Street, and I bought a plane ticket to somewhere really far away. I'm inviting you to come with me. This is season 1. Hello from Kyrgyzstan. I've never been to Kyrgyzstan, and honestly, I'm not entirely certain I knew how to spell the country before I arrived. Let me do it here. Kyrgyzstan. Great, now that we have that out of the way, let me tell you about what my plan is for the day. I do not have one. I am going to wander around and see if I can find an adventure or two. Let's go. My first stop of the day is sneaking into a gated building. So behind me is one of the nicest buildings I've seen thus far. I wonder what it is. Okay, so if that guy just walked through it, do you think that I could too? All right, let's try it. Well, that was easy. What is this? That looks like a volleyball net. Okay, there's definitely a speaker in there and there's clapping, which makes me think that this is a campus, maybe? Is this the university? Sure enough, we have made it to the campus of Osh State University. There are more than 40,000 students enrolled here, and this is one of Central Asia's leading universities. Students here study medicine, law, and business, among other subjects. It doesn't feel too different from my university back at home. I walk through the hallways and ultimately make my way into a lecture. I think there's something comforting in the fact that no matter the country and no matter the language, college can be really boring. I last about 5 minutes before I get up to leave. We found another park. It's very lush, lots of flowers, very green. We're sitting for a quick tea break. Here, I am explaining some of the Central Asian tea drinking traditions. In Kyrgyzstan, every meal begins with tea and ends with tea. Every guest is welcomed with tea, and every festival and ceremony features the beverage. Locals drink 2 main types of tea, green or black. Tea is always served in a piala, a ceramic or porcelain bowl. According to tradition, tea is poured from the teapot into the cup and returned to the teapot at least 3 times. Tea should always be sipped while hot. While drinking tea, I meet 2 new Kyrgyz friends who offer to show me around town a bit. We enter a market where I learn how to wear the traditional Kyrgyz headscarf. My buddy hands me a traditional beverage called boza, served in a liter Coke can. Boza is a centuries-old fermented drink, usually made from millet or corn. Cheers. Try. Oh, it almost tastes, it's sweet, it's nice.
It is.
This is lovely. A little bit of alcohol in it.
You're gonna sleep really good when you drink this. Now you're gonna try the diamante.
In Osh, they make a special type of potato dumpling. The locals are proud of this artless dish. It is simple, elegant, and tasty. I have just been taken to a Kyrgyz restaurant where I am told that we will be trying some authentic dishes. Today, lunch is an eclectic mix of animal parts, including lungs soaked in milk, intestines, tongue, boiled cow legs, and natural fruit juice. I'm not the most adventurous eater in the world, but I take at least a small bite of each delicacy on my plate. I enjoy sharing my meal with the 2 friends that I made earlier in the day. I have been to 33 countries, and I think that it's awesome that in each country meals are shared with friends and family. I part ways with my pals and head to a historically significant bazaar. The Jama Bazaar has been located in the same spot for the past 2,000 years. The market stretches for kilometers along the western Akbura riverbank. What's awesome about this bazaar is that it's massive and there are lots and lots of people, but it's not overwhelming and it's not too chaotic. It's full of life, but not in a daunting or overbearing way. There's rooms items being sold, fruit, vegetables, clothing. This market is massive and has everything you can need. Like, do you need a lot of peanuts? There's everything you can need. Привет. This spot on the Silk Road very much is in the middle of the east and the west, which is why the market has historically been so important.
I leave the bazaar and find a theme park. I am stoked to find a bunch of ping pong tables. I challenge a worthy competitor. It turns out he was significantly more talented than I and smokes me like a salmon.
What's your name?
My name is Efrat.
Nice to meet you. My name is Yulia.
Yulia?
Da.
Okay. Oh yes, fine. Man, wait.
For me?
It's a praise.
Up next, I will be climbing the sacred Suleiman II mountain.
Right next to Suleiman II is an ancient bath. It probably doesn't make very much sense to take a bath in it right now, as it's pretty dirty, but probably a long time ago that was the spot. I'm less than 100 steps in and I'm already out of breath. Up, up, up. This is the view behind me.
For more than 1.5 millennia, Suleiman II was a beacon for travelers revered as a sacred mountain. Its 5 peaks and slopes contain numerous ancient places of worship and caves with petroglyphs. These sites are believed to provide cures for infertility, headaches, and back pain, and give the blessing of longevity. Veneration for the mountain blends pre-Islamic and Islamic beliefs.
This is for me? Spasiba. Well, how it works is you have to take half. How it works is you take one half, and then I take the other half. Thank you for the gift. Hello.
After reaching the peak, we visit the Mountaintop Museum, which features more than 33,000 artifacts. The museum was founded during the Soviet era to celebrate the 3,000th anniversary of the city of Osh.
After hiking the mountain up and down, I think next it's time to find somewhere to get dinner. Привет! I'm a hungry girl. When I'm traveling, I often like to go into grocery stores to see how much items cost. So it's about 85 som to the US dollars. This is less than $1, so much less than $1, less than $1. So all of the sweets here are about $1 US. 54 som. All right, let's do this one. Ramen is going to be 25 som, which is much less than $1. Milk is 50 to 60 som. So this is 55, so less than $1. I like traveling with cookies. This is 21 som, a little bit more than $1. Toothpaste costs less than $1. From what I can gather, a lot of the items here cost around $1. 35 som, 35 som, 55 som, so all less than $1. Oil costs $1.60, so $2. I have my wafer cookies. There's something a little sad about the fact that nobody's yelling at me telling me that I'm about to spoil my appetite. I lost my appetite and I'm not hungry anymore. Too many cookies.
I see a building with an American flag outside and walk in, optimistic that I can get a dinner recommendation.
Because you speak English, I'm looking for a dinner recommendation.
Recommendation?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anywhere within walking distance that's affordable and
What do you want to try? Let's just look up food.
anything with meats or plov, just a good hearty meal? That was actually super helpful. My friend told me to walk 10 minutes that way and I should see some local restaurants. You can say hello to lots of people in the world and not all of them will say hello back, but that doesn't mean to stop saying hello. Okay, so this is the menu. Okay, so here's the deal. I came in, there's a menu on the wall, which is in Russian. The Russian to English translation on my phone did not work, so I just said da when they asked questions, and right now I have bread, tea, and a soup that appears to have meat and potato. So I think we've done remarkably well given the circumstances. Right there is the Kyrgyzstan flag, and then right there is Lenin. The last time I saw a Lenin statue this big is when I was in Tiraspol, Transnistria. Behind me is a monument dedicated to recognizing those that helped clean up after the Chernobyl disaster from Osh. I will say many of the memorials made during Soviet times were built to last. What a cool entrance to a park. Usually I'm pretty cautious about entering parks late at night, but there are lots, well, late at night is relative, it's 8:45 p.m. But there are lots of children out playing around and lots of families, which makes me think it's safe. Can I do 2? Da. Perfect. Spasiba. Just having that chain does not make this all that much safer. I love Soviet-style theme parks. This ride cost 50 som, which is less than $1 US. So, was this objectively safe? No. After a long and fun day in Osh, I think it's time to go back to the hostel and go to bed. Thank you for joining me in today's adventure. Considering I started the day with no plans and have been busy every moment along the way, I would call it a success. Until next time, Osh.